So I've gone all in on the Trachycarpus fortunei, or the windmill palm, and I planted a whole bunch in my yard. These are all actually clusters of 3 palms. I bought them that way. I had them at Lowe's, and they were $30 each. And when I put them in, you can see the fence line right there, they were maybe 2/3 of the way up the fence, so about 4 feet in height. And now we're getting upwards of 10 feet. So some, they have the big one in the back and smaller ones in the front, but you can kind of see this one here. And I would say there's about 2 feet of trunk on that one. And once, I find that they kind of grow slow, and like with all things, they seem to pick up speed with time. I think, more fronds, there's more ways for them to put energy, get more energy and put on faster growth. But once they get close to that, 18 inches of trunk, 24 inches of trunk, that's when they explode. The one in the back, I can get in here. See, this one here is not too shabby either. The one in the back is all the way up here, so at least 4 feet of trunk, and last summer it was that height, the height of these ones. So they really start to take off once they kind of reach that critical mass. This one had 2 kind of, there's a really little dinky one, a medium-sized one, and then this big one here. This cluster actually did nothing until this year, and I'd say this one, same thing, it more than doubled in trunk height. And when I planted these ones, there's about 6 feet between the trunks, and now look at it, it's just a mass of fronds. I think it looks cool. I think it really adds to the jungly look. So there's actually 6 of them in here, if you can believe it. And then just kind of looking down the line, it really gives you that thick, lush greenery. And I'll be disappointed when these things actually start dropping some of their lower fronds. You can even see in here there's some dead ones that I have a hard time getting in at the moment, but these palms are really putting on some size. And the nice thing is that they will grow in cool weather. So these have been steadily growing all winter. You can kind of see where the fence is. Probably last spring, they were above that fence, maybe a foot. So they're really, really taking off. We'll see how this turns out. I don't know. I don't think I've seen this many planted so close together. But like I said, there's about 6 feet between each of the clumps. And it'll be interesting to see how things go. I noticed they're starting to grow over the fence on the other side into my neighbor's yard. So they're probably going to have a little bit more of a, canopy, even canopy, whereas before they were just kind of growing up against the fence. And when I put these in, they weren't much bigger than that sable minor. So that was under 3 years. I think it'll be 3 years this spring, around June or May. I think I planted them in May 2018, either 2017 or 2018. I'll have to double check, but they really give you that kind of cool jungly look when you mass plant them. So when you just do one, it just kind of looks like a popsicle. But sometimes they can look good when it's just a single one. I got a single over there. And that particular palm is quite a big one compared to some of the other ones I have. I just don't know why. It just is very large, very wide. Just kind of come back to the jungle. And then over here I got a couple more. Actually, I have a few in here, but these are the biggest ones. Getting a bit of a glare, even though the sun's kind of starting to set. You can see these ones, especially this one. Biggest, fastest growing one I have. Actually, I really like to underplant them with ferns. So singles are okay, but I prefer them when you plant them all in a clump. So I would always recommend planting them in odd numbers, 3, 5, maybe even 7. I have some kind of common space in our HOA. Don't tell anyone that I'm going to grill a plant, and I'm actually looking at maybe doing some large plantings of 7 to 9 palms spaced out. So they look best when planted in groups.